124 million chickens dead, smallest cattle herd since 1951, a flesh-eating bug 70 miles from Texas, and a war screwing up a third of the world's fertilizer. But sure, the grocery store looks fine, so everything must be great. You walk into your grocery store, and everything looks normal. Shelves are full, lights are on, music's playing, you sadly sing along because you like supermarket music now, and your brain goes, everything is fine. Except you're looking at a facade, because behind those shelves, basically everything that puts food in front of you is having a bad year. Like a really bad year. Multiple bad years stacking on top of each other. 5 things are going wrong at the same time. And nobody's putting them together for you because, I don't know, that would be useful. And we can't have that, so let me do it. Bird flu. Big talk last year, but you stopped paying attention because it fell off the news cycle. Cool. It didn't fall off the farms. 124 million birds killed across 47 states. That's the biggest avian flu outbreak in U.S. history. Congrats to us, I guess. 30 million of those were laying hens, the ones that make your eggs, just gone. But eggs are $2.50 again. They came back down. Yeah, they did. And everybody relaxed. But the flock that makes those eggs is still rebuilding. It takes 6 months to grow a laying hen. And the virus didn't stop just because you stopped reading about it. Pennsylvania lost 7 million birds in a month. Colorado, almost 5 million. So next time it surges, and it will, there's less flock to absorb the hit. Fewer birds, faster spike, longer recovery. That $2.50 dozen eggs is on borrowed time. Meanwhile, beef. The U.S. cattle herd is at 86 million head, smallest in 75 years. We have fewer cows than we did in 1951, which is fun because back then we also had 150 million fewer people to feed. Ranchers have been selling off their breeding stock for over a decade. Drought killed the grazing land. Feed costs went nuts. Interest rates made it impossible to borrow. The math just stopped working. So they sold, forced to sell or close down, for 13 straight years. It takes 2 to 3 years to rebuild a herd, 1 calf per cow per year. So even if every rancher in America said, okay, let's fix this tomorrow, you wouldn't see cheaper beef until 2028 at the earliest. Right now, beef is over $10 a pound. USDA says it's up 5.5% just this year. And if you've actually been to the supermarket lately, you know they're full of crap. It's way more than that. So what are families doing? Switching to chicken, which would be a great plan. Except, remember the bird flu thing we just talked about? Yeah. Your backup protein has bird flu. Outstanding. Okay, this one is gross. There's a parasite called the New World screwworm. It's a fly that lays eggs in open wounds on livestock. The larvae eat the animal alive from the inside. Yeah, I watched a video of a farmer squeezing these things out like zits on a teenager. We actually eradicated this thing in the 60s, spent billions on sterile fly programs. It was actually a huge accomplishment, one of those rare cases where the government threw money at a problem and it actually worked. But it's back. 161,000 cases across Central America and Mexico. 1,500 human cases too, by the way. And in March, they found it in a cow in Nuevo Leon, Mexico. That's 70 miles from the Texas border, 70 miles. If this thing gets into the U.S., the estimate for Texas alone is $1.8 billion in damage, and it doesn't just hit cattle. Sheep, goats, dogs, deer, anything warm-blooded. So to recap, the cattle herd is already the smallest in 75 years, and there's now a flesh-eating parasite camped out just south of the border waiting to make things worse. Cool. None of your food starts at the grocery store. It starts in dirt, and dirt needs fertilizer. A third of the world's fertilizer moves through one spot, the Strait of Hormuz, little strip of water between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula, half the world's urea, a third of its ammonia, all flowing through one narrow passage. And if you haven't heard, there's a war there right now. Ships sitting idle, prices going up, American farmers heading into planting season, watching their cost explode. Here's the chain, and it's stupid simple. Fertilizer goes in the ground. Ground grows the corn. Corn feeds the cattle. Cattle becomes your burger. When fertilizer prices spike, everything downstream gets more expensive. Bread, milk, cereal, chicken, pork, all of it. And unlike oil, there's no alternative to fertilizer. You cannot grow corn at scale without ammonia. There's no workaround. There's no hack. One war, one waterway. A third of global food production on the line. And it's happening right now while people are picking out their brackets for college hoops. And then there's the system itself, which is honestly the dumbest part of all of this. Every grocery store in America runs on something called just-in-time delivery, which is a fancy way of saying they don't keep extra. Everything on that shelf showed up by truck yesterday. The store has about 72 hours of inventory. That's it. 3 days. One truck strike, port shutdown, diesel shortage, shelves go empty. We've seen it, pandemic, hurricanes, every single time. Same result, 3 days, and it's gone. And believe me, by day 3, you don't want to be going to Walmart. And right now you've got bird flu hammering poultry, a cattle herd running on fumes, a parasite inching toward the border, fertilizer supply getting choked by a war, and a delivery system with a 3-day buffer. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just Tuesday in 2026, apparently. So what do? You cover your ass? That's what you do. I'm not talking about building a bunker or going full doomsday, though. That would be awesome. I'm talking about being a grown-up who looked at the situation and made a few easy, smart moves. Go buy canned food. Seriously. Next time you're at the store, throw 12 extra cans in the cart. Progresso soup, beans, chili, tuna, chicken, whatever. It's like $2 or $3 a meal, and it sits on a shelf for years. That's 3 meals a day for a family of 4 for like $25. Do that every week. Put it somewhere cool and dry in your house and don't think about it. Stock up on protein now while you can still afford it. Canned chicken, canned tuna, canned beef, Spam if you're not above it. Actually, never mind, it's gross. Get some Hormel chili or something better. When beef doubles and becomes scarce, and it will, you'll be glad you've got a shelf full of $3 protein. Buy extra eggs when they're cheap. Seriously, they keep for weeks in the fridge. When the next bird flu wave hits and eggs are back at $6, you'll be eating omelets while everybody else is posting photos of their supermarket shelf with the sorry we're out signs again. And honestly, just pay attention. That's half the battle. Most people are going to find out about all of this when their grocery bill doubles and they don't know why. You're hearing about it now. Use that. Every week, I'll break down what's actually happening to your food, your water, your power, and what a normal person can do about it. No bunkers, no tinfoil hats, just a man who finally realized that nobody is coming to save me. Please like, subscribe, and stock up now. I'll see you next week.